Really good. And so while we wait, welcome, welcome. While we wait for other folks to arrive, just get something for yourself to be on. If you have a mat, great. If not, put a blanket down or a rug. I got a pillow for myself. I have a block, but if you don't have a block, you could get like a stack of books, or you could just use some pillows. I have a blanket for myself. And I also have like something to like reach with. So you could use, if you have a yoga strap, or like this is my mat carrying strap, which I also use as my stretching strap. And you could use a belt, or even effective if you have one of these like stretchy bands, that can work too. So just go ahead and grab those things. We'll just wait a couple more minutes. I really honor you and value you. Thank you for being here at 7:15. Yeah, just take this a couple minutes for yourself to just arrive. Just do whatever you want to do, whatever feels good. And I'm just going to put on a little bit of music while we wait for just 2 more minutes. And then we will get started together. Okay, let's see here. Where is it? And I will be right back. I'm just going to run to the bathroom. If you need to do anything like that, you do too. And we have 2 minutes before we'll jump in together. All right, my friends, welcome, welcome. I'm going to turn down this music. Just kind of leave it on in the background unless anybody prefers it's off. There's a little thing in your, you can say mute my sound from my computer if you like, or you can just put me in the chat and say you prefer it's off. I'm actually going to close my windows too, just to avoid any additional noise. All right, good. I'm so glad to be here with you. So if you want to stay off of video, that totally works. If you like to join on video, you can. If you would like to dim your lights, you can do whatever you want. It's so good to see you here. We're here together for the next 40 minutes, 39 minutes now. It's a very short time, but I am available for you if you have any questions or anything that you want to know after the fact. I'm putting my email in the chat, So you can just email me if there's any way I can support, and chat me at any point during our time together. Is the music okay, or is it too distracting? It's okay. And sound is okay. Thank you for that visual cue, Mel. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you, T. Okay, so just a little bit about me. My name is Lili Oluwatoyosi Echo Davis. I am originally from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Treaty 4 area, but I have lived all over Canada, and I've most recently, in the last 2 years, relocated to Chipuktuk, Nova Scotia, Halifax, McMahon. And so how I got here is like, I am not from South Asia or of Indian descent, and I don't claim to own yoga as a practice that belongs to me or my culture. I am here really to facilitate your learning. I did my yoga teacher training in 2017. I've been a yoga practitioner. Actually, it was 2013. And I've been a practitioner for over 20 years, and I really decided to take my yoga teacher training because I wanted to get deeper into my practice. And I never really intended to teach, but I am a dancer by training and practice. And this is the perfect opportunity because I am happy to share what I know in community. I do teach privately, these types of things, but it just never appealed to me to lead at the front of a room of a white group in a white studio. So I just kept my practice going on my own and taught people privately. And so I'm just really grateful to be here with you today. And yeah, just for us to dive in, however this looks. So I'm taking requests. Anybody have any requests, special requests, something you want today or that you'd like to work on? You can come off of mute or you can type it in the chat, whatever feels good for you. Hip opening, I'm here for the first time. I'm excited for anything. Awesome, Vanessa. Okay, good. So you know what? Hip opening is so great and awesome. Thank you for being here, Holly. Welcome to all the first timers. Hip opening, I love. And what I know about hip opening is that hips are the emotional centers of our bodies, and they hold a lot. And so I tend to move very slowly in that region. And so I'm going to offer you what I can today. Awesome. Thank you, T. Excited for anything T said. So yeah, I'm happy to make some offerings in that area. And I'm just really mindful that like when we go into the hips, it's like, I also recommend having your box of tissue next to your mat because it can get all kinds of things, even when you're just doing your practice. So just really make space for yourself. Okay, good. So we'll begin with grounding and arriving. Just find a comfortable seat for you. If you're in a chair, that's great. Even if you want to do this in your bed, I'm a big fan of bed yoga. If you want to sit on a pillow or a block, just get comfortable. And exhale all the air out, big sigh. And inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Just give yourself the opportunity just to arrive to this moment. Feel whatever parts of you that are on the ground, connecting. For me, I have my sit bones, the outer edge of my thighs. Some of us might be lying down. We might have our whole body on the floor. Some of us might just have our feet on the floor. Just feel that point of connection. Really good. And as you welcome yourself into this moment and you feel that point of connection with where you are, whichever land you're on, whichever territory you're in, just thank yourself for taking this time. How tonight will go is we'll take a few minutes just grounding and centering. Then we'll do a little bit of breathing together. Then we'll do some mobility stuff and get into sort of a little bit of opening and relaxing and releasing. And then from there, we will just rest and welcome our late evening or wherever you are in your time zone. So arriving, I'm going to put this block under. Don't be worried at any point to just adjust. If you're uncomfortable, you don't have to stay that way, you know? And these lessons that we bring here, we bring into our lives as well. I just invite you that as an option. So I just invite you to reach your arms up and inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And keep that going. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Look up. Exhale. Let your gaze fall down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, gaze comes down. Good, let that go. And I just invite you to either lower your gaze or close your eyes if that feels comfortable. I just want you to think about all the little things that brought you here today. Maybe you saw an Instagram post, or maybe you had planned this and you wrote it in your calendar and your calendar reminded you. Or maybe you had a timer on your phone. Just all the little things that could have supported you to be here today. And just send out like a little acknowledgement of gratitude. Thank you for that little thing. And then I invite you to think about the bigger things that supported you to be here today. Maybe somebody is looking after your children for you, or maybe your children are sitting next to you and doing this with you. Maybe you had to organize your time in such a way that you could be here with work and life and responsibilities. Some of those bigger things that have to happen in order to support you to make this time for yourself. And I just really acknowledge you for that, and I want you to just offer an acknowledgement to yourself and a thank you. Thank you to yourself. Extend that gratitude to yourself. Appreciation. Good. And then we're going to start to move a little bit just to open up our chest, so you can just do some shoulder rolls back. And the intention of the shoulder roll is to really massage and create some lubrication in the shoulders, and then reverse. Good. And then just shake it out a little bit. Now I'm going to invite you to lift your shoulders up towards your ear as high as they'll go. Up, 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 up. And drop them down. Let all your air go. And we'll do that 2 more times. Up, up, up. And drop them down. And once more. And drop them down. Good. Now we'll just do some head. So you're just going to bow your head down towards your chest and then look up. So we're just going to go forward and back. Good. Release any tension or clenching in the jaw. Sometimes I like to press my tongue to the roof of my mouth. I find that helps me release my jaw. And then after your next go, just settle in the center. And then we're going to just look from one side to the other. And don't force anything. I really invite you just to go to 60% of your capacity. You know, just don't push to the edge. If you want to, that's great, but you don't have to. You can really just operate at 60%. Inviting sighs in, whatever feels good. And when that feels like enough, just settle in the center. And then we're just going to drop an ear to the shoulder and then back up and to the other shoulder. Whew. And for me, it's like, hello, neck. Nice to meet you again. It might feel that way for you. You might find one side you can drop your ear a little further with more ease. That's okay. Just like let yourself be. Just be grateful. That's how I am. Like, I'm here and I'm doing it. That's enough. And settle in the center. Good. And then we're just going to do a neck roll. But before we do, I'm going to just share that when I do the neck roll, I don't go to the side and back. I don't do that. I only go front, side, and then I go up and over. And then I use my chin to kind of roll along my chest. So I'll just demonstrate it once. So I'm going to go side, and then I'm going to roll my chin, and then I'm going to go side, and then I'm going to go up and over. And why I do that is because I want to protect my delicate cervical spine. I don't want to compress there at all, which sometimes rolling back and around can do. So for our purposes today, we're just going to avoid that. Okay, so on your own time, we're just going to do some rolls in one direction and then the other. So ear to shoulder, then chin to chest rolls. And your chin might not touch your chest, it's just the idea. And again, 60%. Beautiful. Oh, and again, I'm like, hello. Well, hello, spine. Hello, neck. Good. And then just offer yourself a couple more rolls in one direction. And when you feel good and ready, you go ahead and switch to the other direction. Really good. And rolling gently, gently, gently. Good. And when you feel like that's good enough, just come back to the center and just settle. And do anything that you need to do to kind of release it. Just kind of shake a little bit your hands. Make some sound. Good. I'm really good at that because I've practiced for a long time. Might feel awkward at first, but I just invite you to it. And then kind of just use your hand to gently tap down the outside of your arm and up towards your armpit, and then back again down the outside of your arm and up towards your armpit, and then over your shoulder, through your chest, switch to the other side. Down your arm, up through your shoulder, inner arm, outer arm. Good. Shoulders, gentle. Just really waking up the surface of the skin. Do tap gently on your face, top of your head, chest, ribs, belly, sides, low back, and then through your meaty part of your behind, hips, legs, and then just let that go. And now just do inventory. Feel how you feel now. I know for me, I'm vibrating a little bit. I wasn't feeling that before. You might be noticing tingling, heat. Good, really good. Okay, and then we're gonna uncross our legs if our legs are crossed. If you're sitting in a chair, you can just extend your legs out in front of you and just pump your legs. So here we're pumping, and if you need to, just put a block under your bum or a pillow and use your hands to hold yourself up. And we're gonna pump, and in this idea, we're squeezing our muscles towards our legs. Like we're really trying to massage the bones by squeezing in and pumping. Just to give ourselves a break from that cross-legged position. And rock back and forth. Good. And then you can grab the fleshy part of your behind and kind of pull it out, and just to get more on your sit bone. And then you can do that on the other side as well. Good. And then I just invite you to, if you're in a chair, cross at your ankles. If you're still sitting, you can cross. And we're going to do our little breathing here. And we're just going to do inhale and exhale. We're going to do just 3 breaths to set ourselves up. And then I'm going to cue you, and at the top, we'll pause. And I just want to share that the pause is not a hold, okay? When we get to the top, it's almost like, what's a good, have you ever, it's like, it's not really a roller coaster, but it's like that image of, like, you know when you go to the top of something, and then just before it comes back down, there's like this moment? It's not really a hold. Yeah, there's no still, it doesn't stop, but it's a moment. And then it goes again. And so I'm just going to invite you that when we do our pauses, to really allow it to be the natural place where something just comes to pause. It's alive. And then it moves again. And then there's a pause and it's alive. Because in pranayama, we're not trying to hold necessarily all the time. These pauses can be invited in as well. And they have a different benefit. Okay, so enough talking, we'll breathe. And just exhale all your air out. And breathe at the pace that feels good for you. Inhale. Exhale. You can go in through your nose if that's available. Inhale. Exhale out through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Good, and then inhale through your nose. Pause. Exhale. Pause naturally. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Good. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Let that go and just breathe, inhaling and exhaling. Beautiful. I have a panic disorder, and breath is one of my grounding resources. And those pauses are actually they let the nervous system know that it can relax. And that can also be generated through humming or singing these long exhales. Those are also very generative for the nervous system. I don't know if anybody ever needs to feel like they need to calm down, anybody? But that's always available for you, okay? So good. So we've done a bit of breathing now. I'm just gonna do time check. 7:42, wow. Okay, so now if you're in a chair, I'm just gonna get my stool. If you're in a chair, you're gonna do this, and you're basically gonna mimic what we're doing, but from the chair. So we're gonna do some spine, like just opening and articulation, and you can do that in your chair. If you're on the floor, you have options, okay? You can lie on your back to do them. Or what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, just for clarity's sake, for demonstration, on all fours. Okay, so I invite you to choose one of those positions right now. And we're gonna think about our alignment. So we wanna just try to have our hips, knees, ankles in a line. So as you see me from this angle, hip, knees, ankle versus this, or maybe my hip is there, but my knee's there. So I'm gonna try to create that alignment. And then I'm gonna do the same thing here, shoulder, elbow, wrist. So I don't wanna necessarily go there or there. That'll help me to support myself and give me a firm foundation. Okay, good. So you found your space here, and your feet can be toes tucked or long extended at the ankles. And just widen your hands and press them into the floor. And exhale, and you're just gonna arch and look up. And inhale. Exhale, curl. Woo. Inhale. Arch. Exhale. Curl. And you can use the air. Inhale. Arch. Exhale. Curl. Inhale. Arch. And on the next exhale, curve. And I want you just to reach back, press your bum back a bit, and curve, 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 curve for a little extra stretch. Inhale, come to neutral. Now we're gonna just do this thing that I like to call windshield washer, which is like you're gonna tilt your hips one way and your head that way as well. And then you're gonna come back to center, and then your hips are gonna do that. Okay, so it's hard to see from this angle, but I'll try to demonstrate it with my head down. So you're gonna go one side, center, other side, center. And you can do that at your own pace. We're just kind of trying to feel our head and tail meeting, and it's creating space in the spine. Space in the vertebrae. And now, once you've let that go, you're gonna act like you have a paintbrush on your ribs. And you're gonna try to paint a circle. And it doesn't matter what it looks like, it's how it feels. So you're just gonna try to paint a circle with that brush on the floor, to the wall, up to the ceiling, and down and around to the other side. Beautiful. And you don't want to miss any spots, so you really want to just go as slow or as quickly as feels good. And let your head and tail react. Like your head wants to move with this as well. Allow it. See how your breath is flowing. Oh, so good. Awesome. Okay, good. And then if you're in the chair, you can just allow your body to drape forward. If you're on your back, you're gonna hug your knees in And if you're on all fours like me, you're just gonna reach your tail back and just reach your hands forward and try to drop your head down. Inhale and exhale. You'll feel quite compressed in your front body and your hips. That's okay. And if you have a block, if you're like me, if your head doesn't touch, you just go ahead and put a pillow or a block there. And inhale and exhale. And if this feels uncomfortable, you can widen your knees. Give your torso more space. You can do that in your chair or on your back. And then let's just stay here for just a minute or so. Relax. Beautiful. See if you're holding any unnecessary tension anywhere, and just let it go. Maybe it's in your shoulders or your jaw. Just let it go. And don't move yet. Just listen to the sound of my voice if you can. You're going to press your fingers into your mat wherever you are, like a cat. You know how cats like massage? And you're going to slowly, gently walk your body up towards sitting up again, using that pressing, massaging action like a cat. And you're going to walk your hands up and then you're going to press them onto your thighs. Good, beautiful. All right. So we had a special request for some hips. So good. So what people don't know about the hips necessarily is that in order to access the hips, you really have to get into all the muscles around the hips. So I'm going to invite you into a hamstring stretch. If you're in your chair, what you're going to do, and so the key, no matter where you are in your, like if you're on the ground or in your chair, the key here is to try to keep your low back from curving. Because as soon as you do that, you cheat yourself on your opportunity to access your hamstring. So what I always like to think is that I'm actually reaching, like there's a long line here for me, and I'm reaching my heart center forward. And some days it's just this much. Some days I don't move at all. Other days I'm going all the way. So meet yourself where you are, yeah? If you're in the chair, you're gonna take one leg long and the other leg planted. You're gonna reach your arms up and you're gonna just gently reach that heart forward, okay? If you're on the ground, we're gonna do like one foot in to your inner thigh there. If you have your strap, you can grab it if you want. And you're going to reach, so get that meaty part of your bum wherever you are out. Get on your sit bones, press down, let your spine be long. Beautiful. It's all how you cue yourself. And then you're going to reach your arms up. Inhale. Exhale. Now you might reach for your thigh, just behind your calf. Or if you have access to your strap, you can use that. And just let that support you. Good. And we're just going to flex our foot. And inhale and exhale here. I'm going to talk a little, but you stay where you are. A way to activate this posture is to think of the energy chain. So You want to just press this foot into this thigh if you're on the mat, or if you're in your chair, into the ground. And then think of this long line of energy from behind your leg and how it comes up in front as well. And inhale here. Exhale. On your inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, extend. You might not move, that's okay. It's the idea. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, extend your heart center forward. Oh, long back of the neck. Drop your chin. Inhale. Exhale. And on the next inhale, you're going to extend. And exhale, let yourself fall forward. Release. Good. Using those kitty cat hands, push yourself back up. Back up. Beautiful. Stretch both legs out in front of you, wherever you are, chair or mat. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Good. So we're gonna again just cue up. Take your meaty part of your behind and get on your sit bones. Hug your other leg into your chest and let it drop forward, or pardon me, out. And if you're in your chair, you know that your foot is just planted on the ground. And please know that this foot can be anywhere. It can be at your calf, it can be at your ankle, it can be in your inner thigh. I just don't recommend putting it on the inside of your knee, because that's a very tender spot and your knee doesn't need that additional pressure. So pick a spot, but just not on the inside of your knee. Okay, good. So you're all cued up here, you feel yourself, and you want to just think of like you're pulling back your long leg, pull that hip back, and then reach that knee forward, the opposite knee. You're going to inhale, reach up. Oh, good. Exhale, reach for either your thigh, behind your calf, your toes, or if you have your strap. I like to use my strap. And just let that back of the leg open with your breath. Activate the energy chain through your body. Just thank your body. Thank you for all you do for me. Every day, you're just here for me. Even when you're not, you're still here for me. Inhaling and exhaling. Good, a couple more breaths here. Long back of the neck, chin dropped. Line up the spine is just feeling like it has air and flow. And on your next exhale, just let it release and let yourself fold forward. Really good. And then with those kitty cat hands, you're going to press into the floor and kind of rock back and forth and press onto your thigh and bring yourself back up to sitting up. Stretch both legs out up front. Just bounce them a little bit. Good. And then we're going to go onto our back. So for my friends who are in their chairs, if you would like to make your way to the floor now, you absolutely can. But if you're comfortable in your chair, you just keep to mimicking me from your chair. Okay, so now at this point, we're just gonna do a little bit of windshield wiper with our thigh, what's it called? Our thighs, yeah, and knees. So what I'm gonna ask you to do, again, you're checking your alignment, hips, knees, ankles, not like this, not like that necessarily. But for this purpose, we're gonna actually take our legs a little wider than our hips. Just see how you feel on the floor. And then you're going to slowly let your legs fall to one side. It might just go a little bit. It might go a lot. Exhale. And on the inhale, bring them back up to center. Exhale, wipe them to the other side. Inhale, center. Exhale. I'm going to do that a few times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhaling and exhaling. When you feel ready, you just settle in the center. And you're going to walk your feet back so that you have that nice alignment. And from here, I'll just give you a second just to get back to center as you desire. And for those of you who took a little bit longer on one side, go ahead and balance yourself out. And now stretch your knees to the other side. Let yourself rest there. And if you didn't, you can do that now. Come back to center. And then I'm going to ask you to rock and roll. Rock and roll. So what am I doing? I'm pressing into my heels. And that force of my heels is actually moving my spine. So my low back is rocking and it's touching, like pressing into the floor, and then it's rolling and it's arching. And in fact, my whole body is moving as a result. If you haven't done this before, it might feel weird, but I really invite you to do it. It's awesome for your fascia and your tensegrity system, how everything is all connected. Rocking and rolling. Good. And then let that go. Okay, good. So for some folks here, if you can reach your strap, okay, there's a couple variations, okay? So one way you can do this is you can lengthen one leg and cross it over. Some people that's really challenging to do to just get the crossover. So depending on where you're at, you can either just cross over to wherever it feels good and just stay there. If you have a bit more mobility, you can, like that you're accessing right now, you can press into the outer edge of your thigh and then just let your knee fall open. And if that feels okay, then what you're going to do is you're going to bend your lengthened leg and press your heel to the ground. And if that feels okay, you're going to reach through and grab the back of your thigh. Yeah. Oh. And here you want to just consider that your low spine is in neutral. So if you have to go back to this stage in order to sustain your low spine in neutral, do that. Because if you lose your low back neutral spine, again, you're not getting the stretch in the way that it's intended. So just rest here. You could even put one hand on your thigh and gently press it away if that helps you. I'm just going to inhale and exhale here. Good. And you might have a little more capacity to bring your lower leg a little bit closer to you. If so, great. If not, no problem. This can be quite intense, so just acknowledge yourself where you are. Beautiful. And then release down. Unfold the one leg, reach it down and long. Reach your other leg long. Reach your arms up above your head and stretch. Oh, lengthen and release. One more time, reach your feet away to the wall and your arms and your hands away to the opposite wall and stretch. Oh, and release. Oh, good. And bring your arms into cactus pose, which is like basically like a 90-degree angle on the floor. And now bend your knees and place your feet on the floor. And just from here, we're just going to use these cactus arms so they're at a 90-degree angle from your shoulder and like there's a bend at your elbow. And we're just going to close the book and open the book. Just to mobilize in our chest a little bit. Close the book. Open the book. Beautiful. Close the book. See if you can get your elbows, wrists, and hands to kiss. You might not, but it's just the idea. Good, and then on your next open, you're gonna put your arms along the floor, and then you're just gonna gently reach upwards, gliding your arms along the floor. Ooh, feel how that feels in the chest and the belly, and then slide down back to 90 degrees. Slide and up. Don't hold your breath, and let it go down. And then slide up one more time and let it go down. Good, and then we're gonna take our hands out like we're a big tree, like out to the sides. And we're gonna sweep our arms around. So we're gonna do a big sweep. So you're gonna go down through your center, hug yourself up and over. And then open and go do that again. Let yourself make any sounds. If your family thinks, what are you doing in there? Say, don't worry, family, I'm doing me. That might be available, might not. Just might be nice to think of. And then reverse the circle. And hug yourself on the way in. Good. Just creating some mobilization. The thoracic spine and the shoulders and the chest. Good. And then let your arms fall to the sides. Let that go. And we're going to do our other side or cross our number 4 there. So you're going to straighten your opposite leg now from the one that you did. And again, depending on your own body, what feels good, you might just reach to one side, or you might be able to make contact with the floor, or you may be able to make contact with your outer edge of your thigh. And then depending on what's happening once you get there, you might just stay there, or you might gently invite the opening of your knee to fall towards the ground. And we're taking it step by step because we're inviting our body in. We're not saying do this, we're saying here's an invitation. And so now, if this feels good, you can stay here, or you can activate the back edge of your leg, your hamstring and your calf and heel, and then press your heel into the ground and bend your knee. Yes, folding at the hips. And this might feel like enough. And from here, If you want a little more, you're going to just activate your core slightly to reach through and grab the back of your thigh. Good. Inhaling and exhaling here. Thank you, body. And then from here, you might feel you have a little more capacity to draw your knee closer to your nose. Maybe not. Maybe it's just a thought. Sometimes I like to use my opposite elbow to press the folded knee that is in the figure 4 away. Beautiful. And then you're just going to gently release. Good. Inhale and exhale. And from here, you might want to get your pillow and put it under your knees or under your head. If you have your blanket, you might want to cover your body. We've got a bit over time, but you're welcome to log off if you want or stay put. And I'm going to dim the lights. Okay. Good. And I just invite you to get real cozy. Okay? Just make yourself very comfortable. Beautiful. And I'm just going to let you stay here for a couple minutes, okay? So I'm just gonna try to cue you with my voice. So you can just reach yourself long and let your body release. Feel the weight of your limbs and the dance that you're in with gravity. Gravity always there, constant, impacting you. Let it take you here. And maybe you open up your shoulders a little bit by turning your shoulder blades to hug the back of your spine. And maybe that makes your ribs pop a little bit. So then you think about the lower ribs in the back and you kind of wiggle around and let your lower ribs in the back find the floor. Maybe you nod your head yes or no. Yes. Very slight, and just let any tension fall away. Beautiful. And there's a lot of science that shows actually that these vowel sounds that we do have a really powerful healing capacity for our body. It's likened to the fact that most names for the word God have this ah sound in it. Allah, Buddha, God. um, whoever you, if you have a faith that you worship to, that's great. If not, you don't need to in order to benefit from this. I'm just going to let some sound go right now, and you can do it, but you don't need to actually to receive the healing benefit. Wonderful. There's nothing to do or nowhere to be. And you can stay exactly where you are. If you'd like to come out of this posture, you can wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, and gently rock back and forth, and kind of like a sweet, savory wake up, where you bless yourself with your own feelings of goodness. And you can gently roll to one side if you'd like. If you'd like to stay where you are, that works too. Just rest there for a moment, supported by gravity. And if you'd like to make your way to sitting, use those kitty cat paws to just gently push into the floor. Work yourself back up to sitting, taking your time. And as we come to the end of our time now together, I just want to thank you. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you are doing a good job. You are wonderful, and know that you're always touched by the light of your own greatness in your heart. No matter what your belief system, you don't need to have any specific thing. You're always touched by the light of your own greatness in your heart. And I am so grateful for you and all that you are doing, seen and unseen. Stay your course. being here. We're doing this every single Thursday at 7:15 and Tuesday morning at 9. And we're doing it until the end of November. It's my absolute pleasure to host this space for you. And I'm just so grateful to you for giving me your time and your witnessing. And if you have any questions or anything, you can email me. You can find me on, oh, I'm so glad you guys enjoyed. You can find me on Instagram. I typed my handle in the chat. It's Lili Oluwatoyosi. Echo Davis. Echo like EKO. And I'm happy to support. Thank you so much for your beautiful messages in the chat and all your love, y'all. Yeah, super keen to just keep being with you in this way. Tell your friends, invite anybody. And do email me and let me know if you have any special requests. We'll just keep building week after week. Everything will get more and more smooth. Okay, dear ones, thank you for your time and your energy. I'm going to stay on for a bit, but if you need to go, great. If you have any questions, I'm here. Thank you.